For thousands of years, humanity has looked to the water for sustenance. Our ancestors cast nets made of vine and bone into rivers and coastal shallows. They learned the rhythms of the tides and the migrations of fish. This ancient connection is not just a story from the past. It is a living reality for billions of people today. Fish represent more than just a meal. They are a vital thread in the tapestry of human culture, economy, and survival. From the bustling fish markets of Tokyo to the quiet fishing villages along the African coast, the story of people and fish is one of an enduring, life-giving relationship that has shaped civilizations and continues to feed our growing world. The importance of fish as a source of food cannot be overstated. For many communities, especially in developing nations, it is the most accessible and affordable source of animal protein. Think of the Great Mekong River in Southeast Asia, a lifeline that provides food security for millions. Fish are remarkably nutritious, packed with essential vitamins, minerals, and healthy omega-3 fatty acids that are crucial for brain development and a healthy heart. This makes them a cornerstone of global nutrition. In a world where hunger and malnutrition still persist, the humble fish offers a powerful solution, providing the building blocks for a healthy life to those who need it most. Our appetite for seafood has grown immensely over the last century. As the global population has expanded, so too has our demand for this precious resource. Global fish consumption has risen faster than that of any other major food source. Statistics show a remarkable journey. In just a few decades, the amount of fish each person eats on average has more than doubled. This incredible increase in demand has pushed our fisheries to their limits and sparked a revolution in how we produce food. It highlights a simple, powerful truth. The fate of our oceans and the well-being of humanity are deeply, inextricably linked. We must understand this connection to navigate the future. This story of fish is also a story of economies. For many developing countries, fish and seafood are among their most valuable exports. The income generated from selling these products on the global market can be more significant than that from traditional commodities like coffee or tea. This trade provides jobs for millions of people, from the men and women who work on fishing boats to those who process, package, and transport the catch. It supports entire coastal communities, creating a ripple effect that lifts families out of poverty and fuels local development. The shimmering scales of a single fish can represent hope, opportunity, and a pathway to a better life. To meet the world's growing demand, we draw fish from two very different streams. The first is the one we have known for millennia: capture fisheries. This is the act of catching fish from their natural, wild habitats. It involves great fleets of trawlers venturing into the deep ocean and small, single-person canoes navigating inland lakes. For centuries, the ocean seemed endlessly bountiful, and this method was the only way we knew. Wild-caught fish connect us directly to the planet's natural ecosystems, providing us with a diverse and incredible harvest from the untamed blue wilderness. This traditional practice remains vital, supporting countless livelihoods and providing a significant portion of the world's seafood. The second stream is much newer, yet it is growing with astonishing speed. This is aquaculture, which is essentially the farming of fish, shellfish, and aquatic plants. Just as we raise cattle or grow wheat on land, we are now cultivating life in the water. This can happen in freshwater ponds, in coastal estuaries, or in large enclosures far out at sea. Aquaculture began as a small-scale practice in ancient cultures, but today it has become a high-tech global industry. It represents a fundamental shift in our relationship with the aquatic world, from hunting to cultivating. This innovation has been the single biggest reason we can continue to meet the rising global demand for fish. The rise of aquaculture has been nothing short of revolutionary. If you look at the figures for global fish production over the past 50 years, you see two distinct lines. The amount of fish caught from the wild has remained relatively flat for decades. Our oceans, it seems, have a limit to what they can naturally provide. In stark contrast, the line for aquaculture production has soared upwards, climbing steeply year after year. It has grown faster than any other food production sector. We have now reached a remarkable milestone. Aquaculture provides more than half of all the fish that people eat around the world. It has effectively filled the gap between what the wild can offer and what humanity needs. It is also important to understand that not all fish caught from the wild are destined for our dinner plates. A significant portion, about 1/5 of the global catch, is used for a different purpose. These smaller oil-rich fish, like anchovies and sardines, are processed into fish meal and fish oil. These ingredients are then used as a key component in feed for livestock, such as poultry and pigs, and critically, for farmed fish. This creates a complex cycle, where we are catching wild fish to feed the very farmed fish that are meant to relieve pressure on wild stocks. This connection between the two streams is one of the greatest challenges we face in making our seafood supply truly sustainable. Our reliance on the oceans has come at a cost. The story of capture fisheries is increasingly one of struggle and decline. For too long, we believed the seas were inexhaustible, and we fished with ever-increasing intensity. This has led to overfishing, where we catch fish faster than they can reproduce, depleting their populations to dangerously low levels. The collapse of the cod fishery off the coast of Newfoundland in the 1990s serves as a stark and painful lesson. A once thriving industry which had supported communities for generations vanished almost overnight, leaving behind economic devastation and a silent ocean. This story has been repeated in fisheries all over the world, a warning of what happens when we take too much. The problems extend beyond just the fish themselves. Our fishing methods can cause immense damage to the delicate marine habitats that nurture all ocean life. Bottom trawling, for instance, involves dragging heavy nets across the seabed, destroying ancient coral reefs and fragile ecosystems in their path. These habitats are the nurseries of the ocean, where young fish grow and find shelter. When we destroy them, we undermine the very foundation of the marine food web. Furthermore, pollution from land, including plastic waste and chemical runoff, flows into our rivers and seas, poisoning the water and harming aquatic creatures from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. Even as aquaculture booms, it is not without its own set of significant challenges. One of the greatest paradoxes is its reliance on wild-caught fish for feed. Many popular farmed species, such as salmon and shrimp, are carnivorous. They require a diet rich in protein and oil, which has traditionally come from the fish meal and fish oil we produce from wild stocks. This creates a troubling dependency, where the expansion of fish farming can inadvertently increase the pressure on wild fisheries. It raises a critical question of sustainability. How can we farm our way to a more secure food future if the process itself depletes the wild resources we are trying to protect? The environmental footprint of aquaculture can also be a concern if it is not managed carefully. Dense concentrations of fish in farm pens can lead to the spread of diseases and parasites, which can then escape and harm wild populations. Waste from the farms, including uneaten feed and fish excrement, can accumulate below the pens, polluting the local seabed and affecting water quality. The clearing of sensitive coastal habitats like mangrove forests to make way for shrimp ponds has also led to significant biodiversity loss in some regions. Addressing these issues is paramount if aquaculture is to fulfill its promise as a truly sustainable solution for feeding the world. Despite the challenges, the growth of aquaculture has been a remarkable success story, especially when you think about its ability to produce such vast quantities of food. No country, honestly, exemplifies this more than China. For decades, China has been the world's leader in aquaculture, responsible for the majority of global production. Through a combination of traditional knowledge and modern innovation, it has turned inland ponds and coastal waters into highly productive farms. This has not only helped to feed its own massive population, but has also transformed the country into a major seafood exporter. The Chinese experience really demonstrates the immense potential of aquaculture to enhance food security on a national scale and drive economic growth. Now the focus of aquaculture is also shifting. While freshwater farming in ponds and rivers remains incredibly important, there is a growing movement towards marine aquaculture, also known as mariculture. This involves farming fish and shellfish in the open ocean. As suitable land and freshwater resources become scarcer, the vast expanse of the sea offers new frontiers for food production. Farming in the ocean can have advantages, like strong currents that help to disperse waste and maintain better water quality. Species such as sea bass, sea bream, and mussels are now commonly farmed in coastal waters, which is really diversifying our seafood supply and creating new economic opportunities for coastal communities around the globe. The benefits of this blue revolution, honestly, are felt most profoundly in the developing world. Aquaculture provides a direct and reliable source of nutritious food, improving diets and combating malnutrition in countless villages and towns. It also creates jobs where they are desperately needed. Fish farming is a source of employment for millions, offering roles in everything from hatchery management and feed production to harvesting and processing. For small-scale farmers, a single fish pond can represent a vital source of income, empowering them to improve their homes, educate their children, and build more resilient livelihoods in the face of economic uncertainty. But the success of aquaculture is not just about quantity. It is also about innovation. Scientists and farmers are constantly working to improve practices and reduce their environmental impact. This includes developing new types of feed that use less fish meal and fish oil, incorporating ingredients like algae, insects, or plant-based proteins. There is also a great deal of research into breeding fish that are more resilient to disease and grow more efficiently. By embracing science and technology, the aquaculture industry is striving to overcome its challenges and become a more sustainable and responsible partner in our quest for global food security. The future of our global food supply, honestly, depends on our ability to manage both our wild fisheries and our aquaculture farms wisely. We stand at a critical juncture where the choices we make today will determine the health of our oceans and our ability to feed a population projected to reach nearly 10 billion by the year 2050. The path forward really requires a dual approach. We must protect and restore our wild fish populations while at the same time guiding the aquaculture industry towards ever greater sustainability. This is not a choice between wild and farmed. It is a necessity to nurture both. Success will, without a doubt, depend on international cooperation, strong policies, and the commitment of individuals and communities worldwide. For our wild fisheries, the goal must be recovery and responsible management. This means setting and enforcing science-based catch limits to end overfishing. It involves creating large marine protected areas where ecosystems can rebound and fish stocks can replenish themselves without pressure. We also need to adopt more selective fishing gear that reduces bycatch, the accidental capture of non-target species like dolphins, turtles, and seabirds. By treating our oceans not as a limitless resource to be plundered, but as a precious, living system to be stewarded, we can help wild fisheries recover their former abundance and ensure they continue to provide for generations to come. For aquaculture, the future lies in innovation and ecological responsibility. New technologies are making this possible. Recirculating aquaculture systems, for example, are land-based farms that filter and reuse water, dramatically reducing pollution and the risk of fish escaping. Offshore aquaculture is moving farms further out to sea, where deeper waters and stronger currents can minimize environmental impacts. Furthermore, the development of alternative feeds is crucial to breaking the industry's dependence on wild-caught fish. These advances are paving the way for a form of aquaculture that works in harmony with nature rather than against it. Ultimately, the power to shape a fish-tastic future rests with all of us. As consumers, we can make informed choices by seeking out seafood that has been certified as sustainable. By asking questions about where our fish comes from and how it was caught or farmed, we send a powerful message to the entire industry. We must all recognize the immense importance of our planet's aquatic ecosystems. They are not just a source of food, they are the life support system of our world, regulating our climate and producing the very oxygen we breathe. Let us move forward with a shared vision of healthy oceans and thriving fisheries, ensuring a future where both people and nature can flourish.